What's up, everybody? It's me, Chris. I'm here to talk about some MMA fights coming up. I'm going to talk about WC 37, but I don't have as much analysis as usual, so I might also do some picks for a UFC Fight Night for the troops on here, depending on how much time I have. So, with that said, let's get to it. WC 37, main event for the bantamweight 135-pound title. We got Miguel Torres, 34-1, defending his title against Manny Tapia, who's 10-1. Torres is coming off the third round TKO doctor stoppage over Maeda, which was earlier this year. I saw that fight live in Sacramento. I went to that event, so good fight. Torres looked good. Maeda put up a good fight though, but Torres showed skills on the ground and standing. You know, he ended up the fight was stopped because of a broken orbital bone on Maeda's face. So aside from the ground skills, Torres showed he's got some good hands as well, and he can stand up, and trade. Manny Tapia. Actually, this fight's rescheduled. It was supposed to take place earlier, I believe, but Tapia hurt his ACL. He's had a lot of injuries to his ACL, I think, or something like that. MCL, one of those things. So, but his last fight was a split decision win over Antonio Benuelos, which is on WEC. It was a pretty good fight, but actually, it was a really good fight. But based on that fight and the fact that he went to a split decision with Benuelos, I'm not trying to discredit Benuelos or anyway, but I just don't see Tapia beating Torres. Tapia, his strength is on the ground game, his jiu-jitsu game, but I'm not sure how effectively he's going to be able to employ it against Miguel Torres. I have no idea who has the better wrestling here, so I don't know who's going to be able to get more takedowns. But even if Tapia does get down, Torres looks so good in the guard that I don't know if Tapia's going to be able to submit him. Standing, I think Torres is the better fighter. Like I said, Tapia, he fought a war against Benuelos, and I've seen him a couple other fights in WC where he looked good. But I just think Torres may have a little better technique standing, and he's also got the height advantage and the reach advantage, which will be obviously in his favor. So I just think Miguel. I don't know if he's a better jiu-jitsu fighter than Tapia. I haven't seen enough of Tapia to say for sure, but I definitely think he's good enough to survive on the ground if he gets put there. I don't really see him getting submitted, although it could happen. So either way, this is a 5-round fight, which is a long, these guys at these lower weight classes really push the pace of a fight. So I'm going to go with Torres. Tapia is tough though, so I'm going to play it safe and go with Torres by decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to stop him somehow in the 4th or 5th round, But I don't really have I don't know if he's going to submit Tapia. He's just as good as jiu-jitsu. He's got a lot of good credentials. But either way, I'm going to go with Miguel Torres to win. So. Next up, now see these fights, I don't really know these fighters that well, some of them, so I haven't seen enough, so I'm just going to, give real brief things on it. Got Brian Bowles, 6-0, coming off the guillotine win over Damasio Page against Will Ribeiro, 10-1, coming off the split decision over Chase Beebe. That was another fight I was fortunate to see live at the Arco Arena show in Sacramento. Ribeiro looked good. I thought they brought him in just as an opponent for Bowles to get Beebe back on the winning track after losing to Torres, but it didn't work out. Ribeiro had a well-rounded game. Bowles is a good up-and-coming fighter. He's looked really good in the WC so far. Wow, this should be a good fight. I really don't know who to pick in this fight. Like I said, I don't know too much about both these fighters, but I'm going to go with Ribeiro. I think he's probably got the more well-rounded game. I think Bowles is probably better standing. I think Ribeiro's got the jiu-jitsu skills on the ground. But Bowles is a pretty solid guy, so I don't think it's going to be easy for Ribeiro to get him down. I don't know how Bowles' submission defense looks, but Ribeiro's world-class jiu-jitsu from what I recall. So I'm going to go with Ribeiro here. He's the more experienced fighter. Like I said, I think he may have the more well-rounded game, but I'm not for sure that. That's just a guess on my part. So I'm going to go with Ribeiro by submission. Next up we got Akitoshi Tamura, 12-6-2 against Wagner Fabiano, 10-1. Tamura's coming off a win over Humina Sato over in Japan. That doesn't really, it's not really too big of a win. Back in the day, it might have been when Sato was much better, but not now. Fabiano's coming off the first-round TKO win over Shad Lyerly in the IFL. He blew Lyerly away in no time. It was like 16, 17 seconds, something like that. I've never seen Tamura fight. Heard good things about him. I believe I've seen Fabiano fight a couple times in IFL, aside from the Shad Lyerly fight. It should be a good, exciting fight. Most of this card should be exciting, at least the televised bouts. Anyways, I'm going to go with Fabiano by decision. Like I said, I don't know too much about either of these guys, but from what little I've seen and heard, I think Fabiano is going to take this fight. Next up, Cub Swanson against Hiroyuki Takaya. Swanson's coming off a win over Donnie Walker. Before that, though, he was subbed by Jens Pulver in one round. Takai's coming off he got TKO'd in his WC debut by Leonard Garcia. And before that, though, he was looking pretty good coming into this fight. This should be another exciting fight. Don't know enough about these fighters to really make a good pick or an accurate pick. So that being said, I'm going to go out on a whim, and I'm just going to go with Cub Swanson in what should be an exciting fight. Last up, the fight I want to talk about, Bart Palashevsky against Alex Karalexis. This should be a good fight. We got to see a lot of Palashevsky in the IFL, and Karalexis has been in WC and UFC, Ultimate Fighter, stuff like that. Should be a stand-up fight, most likely, and it should be pretty exciting. I'm going to go with Palashevsky by decision, though. Karalexis was TKO'd in his last fight by Ed 9mm Ratcliffe, but that was a year ago. To not fight within a year and just jump back in there, I just think you'll probably have some kind of ring rust. I think it may affect you, so I'm going to go with Palashevsky by decision in what should be an exciting fight. Also on the undercard, I don't even have their opponents up or anything, but I'm going to go with Shane Roller, Mark Munoz, and Johnny Hendricks all to win. These guys are all like big-time stud college wrestlers with good pedigrees and that. And I think for some reason or another, WC is kind of building up bringing in a lot of these college wrestlers. So I expect all those guys to win their fights as well. So I think I'll just do my Fight for the Troops video separate. I don't think I have enough time to do them while we're here. So those are just my brief picks on WEC. Not the best analysis and whatnot, but I don't know. Should be a good night of fights regardless of what I think of them or what I had to say about them. So I'll probably hit you guys up afterwards after I've got to see a lot more from all these guys. But until then, I'm out of here. Bye.